Hi, I'm Linda Cook,
And I'm Sharon Wren.
and this is our Quad Cities Crime Watch. And today we're going to take a look at some of the crimes that have occurred in the last few days or week or so. And we are recording this on March 25th,
So everything's current as of today.
as of today.
Right.
Sharon, go ahead.
But first, we have our disclaimer.
We do.
Yes.
Go ahead with that.
Neither one of us can and will give you any kind of legal advice or attorney recommendations because we have no training in this. It would be a conflict of interest, just all the way around bad.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We know how to write about crime, not get you out of it.
Right. So, sorry.
So, we've got some updates.
Okay. Well, shoot, you've got a good one here.
Oh,
First
yes.
one.
Last fall, we told you about 3 women who were arrested after an incident over the price of a pizza in Kewanee. Well, the update is Kiana Simpson pleaded guilty to an amended charge of disorderly conduct.
Okay.
Charges of battery on a police officer, obstructing a police officer, and resisting a police officer were dismissed at sentencing.
Okay.
She was sentenced to 24 months of what they call second chance probation, 10 days in the Henry County Jail with credit for time served, and she must have no contact with the gas station in question, find or maintain full-time employment, and provide proof of a diploma, GED, that sort of thing.
Okay.
Yes, now Nikita Simpson also entered a guilty plea to an amended charge. This one was false report of an offense. Charges of criminal damage to property, obstructing a police officer, resisting a police officer, and aggravated battery of a police officer were dismissed. She was also sentenced to 24 months of second chance probation and the 10 days in the jail and the employment. Now, second chance probation was
I was gonna ask about that.
Yes, it's something new. It is an Illinois program that allows first-time, non-violent felony offenders to avoid a permanent conviction on their record if they successfully complete the probation terms.
I think that's great.
Because people do dumb things, allegedly.
But you're allowed to do
Yes,
something once,
yes,
right? I
yeah.
mean, and I like the idea of a second chance.
Yes, and it's non-violent. I mean, if they had, really seriously injured somebody, this would not be happening. But let's hope they can make this second chance work.
Well, I hope so.
Good on them.
Because there was, as I recall, this was a fight over the price of a pizza, right?
Going up $1.
Yeah, and an argument escalated, and
Things escalated.
Yeah,
and we don't-
okay.
Yeah, so.
okay. Well, I hope it ends happily for them.
Right.
This is kind of an odd story. I got a tip about a heavy police presence in DeWitt, and I was surprised about this. This was Wednesday. A 20-year-old Cedar Rapids man was arrested on Wednesday on a federal warrant for illegal possession of a machine gun. Now, the Clinton County Sheriff's Office sent out a news release about this and says that about 11:30 that morning, the U.S. Marshal's Office contacted the Clinton County Sheriff's Office and DeWitt Police about a man believed to be in DeWitt who was wanted on a felony warrant, right? So a search warrant was obtained for Pheasant Run apartment complex that's on 14th Street in DeWitt. And the warrant was served about 2:45 p.m. by the Marshal's Office and the Clinton County Sheriff's Office. So there's this big police presence
Lots of
around
cops.
this apartment building. Yep, lots of cops. So during the execution of the search warrant, law enforcement found Clyde T. Bell, the wanted man, inside an apartment. He was taken into custody, arrested without incident. And the DeWitt Police, U.S. Marshal's Office, Iowa State Patrol, Clinton Police, Iowa City Police, DeWitt Fire Department, and DeWitt Ambulance assisted the Sheriff's Office at the scene.
Good gravy, they had everybody.
They had everybody. So we will follow this through the courts and see what he is sentenced to eventually.
Right. Well, in more new crime news, 3 men have been arrested in Lee County after they allegedly removed diesel fuel from the Nelson Township building in Dixon
Okay.
and put it in a gas-powered pickup truck. Yes,
There's so many things wrong with that.
I don't even know where to start, so we're just going to start with the press release.
Okay.
The news release from the Lee County Sheriff's Office says deputies investigated a theft at the township building. And they didn't give us a date. Good fun. The investigation determined that Brian Ketley, age 26 of Dixon, and Cody Despain, age 20 of Dixon, allegedly cut wires to a fuel tank and removed diesel from the property.
Okay.
They put the diesel allegedly into a gas-powered pickup truck and an ATV.
Oh, okay.
Shockingly, the truck was inoperable
Of
due
course.
to having the wrong fuel. So they tried to flee the scene on the ATV. Same problem. It was abandoned a short distance from the scene. The gentlemen were arrested on March 22nd and charged with criminal damage to government property, a Class 4 felony, because it's the township building. Government property does not have to be federal stuff.
Right.
Theft of government property.
That's the gas.
Yep, both of those are Class 4 felonies, and theft under $500, a Class A misdemeanor. And with the price of diesel, I'm going, they didn't get much, did they?
No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
They also arrested a London Thomas, age 22, of Dixon, for obstructing justice, a Class 4 felony. Thomas was allegedly found near the abandoned ATV and allegedly arranged for it to be moved and concealed.
That's...
Yeah, if you're going to steal something, make sure you put it in something that's going to work.
Well, yeah.
I mean, not that we're trying to
I've never heard of anything quite like that. That's one for the books.
I'm still trying to figure it out because a couple of decades ago, I was putting gas in the car and wasn't quite awake yet, first thing in the morning, and the handle wasn't going. I'm like, what? And then this guy kind of leans over and went, "That's diesel." So, but I felt silly. But it wouldn't go in.
Well, but it shouldn't have.
It shouldn't have.
And it didn't, and you had that fellow standing next to you.
Right.
So, you know.
Yeah, but, yeah, maybe the pumps have changed.
I don't know. I don't use diesel.
Not at these prices. Well, we're going back to Dixon. Dixon is
Illinois or Iowa?
This is all Illinois.
All Illinois.
Ronald
Okay.
Reagan's hometown is in the news.
Okay.
Dixon has seen a series of vandalism incidents over the past month involving people spray painting property in multiple areas throughout the community. We do not have pictures of said graffiti because it is far too vulgar to be shown. That's what the sheriff's office told us.
So we don't know exactly what it was, nor have we seen it.
Nor have we
haven't
seen it, but we're
picture.
just going to assume it's bad, and we'll all leave it at that.
Right, we'll just let it go.
Two of the most notable locations affected include the Berlin Wall replica at the intersection of South Galena Avenue and East 2nd Street. I know. And the newly constructed walking bridge that's part of Project Rock.
Oh.
Police Chief Ryan Bivens said, "It is unfortunate that this type of damage to public property is occurring within our community. We take these incidents seriously and are actively investigating the vandalism. The department is requesting assistance from the public to learn the identity of the subjects involved. Anyone with information is urged to call the Dixon Police Department at 288-4411, Ogle League Crime Stoppers at 1-800-CAUGHT-U, the letter U, not Y-O-U. Callers do not have to leave their names and may be eligible for a reward of up to $1,000 if the information leads to an arrest." And if you missed those phone numbers, they're on our website.
Yes. All of these stories are on our website.
Yes.
And so you can click on a link that's in our podcast story to read more about each of these crimes. This is something that I personally was involved in, although I wasn't among the people arrested. No one was arrested, in fact. On Friday night, last Friday, a few days ago, I heard that there was, actually I didn't get this tip, but a colleague did, called me, and off I went to Locust Street and Bridge Avenue in Davenport. Now, I'm going to make this easy for people in Davenport. On Locust Street, headed east, there's a BP gas station with a big green dinosaur in front of it, and that's the gas station we're talking about.
Okay.
So it's a BP, and this is about 8:15 p.m. This was the scene of gunfire. So I have here our Quad Cities News, that's me. Saw Davenport police searching the area around the gas station on the corner where a crime scene tape was visible. So by the time I got there, and our station is in Rock Island, so it was probably 10 minutes-ish.
Depending on traffic.
Maybe, depending on traffic. It was at night, too, so there wasn't a whole lot of traffic. So I got there, I pulled up actually this is there's a station across from the station. So this is across the station from the dinosaur station. There's two kind of very close together.
Okay.
So one thing you have to be careful with at a crime scene is people driving like this, because they're not looking straight ahead. Well, I do it. I mean, don't we all turn our heads and,
We professionally are supposed to.
We're supposed to, but not to the extent we threaten anybody else.
Yes.
So I was trying to be very careful, and I saw that police had set up the crime scene tape on BP station there, kind of on the Locust Street side, if that makes sense. You could see it as you go by. So there were lots of cars coming up and then slowing way down because people wanted to see what the heck was going on. I saw police talking to a woman right outside the door, and then I saw another officer, and there's an alley that goes in back of that station. And I saw him searching, I thought probably for spent shells. But no one has been arrested, and no one was hurt. And you'd be amazed at how often this happens. People think that, just because someone calls something in and they find a shell, or there's been a suspect maybe in the station or around the station, boom, oh, you see them on camera, you know who they are, and you go arrest them. It doesn't work that way. So as far as I know, as of today, no one has been arrested for this particular incident. I'll call it an incident. Gunfire incident.
Right.
No one was struck, and no one was in custody Friday night. And to my knowledge today, although I haven't checked, no one is in custody right now.
I don't remember getting a press release about it. Let's put it that way.
But you never know. 10 months from now, we could get a notification that here's this person and wanted in connection with this incident, and then we look back and I'll think, oh, I was there. Yeah.
Which segues nicely into our next
I
story.
thought so.
Good setup. A man who was wanted in Davenport in connection with a June 2024 shooting at the former Yoshi's Bar has been arrested. Now, the criminal...
Say that date again, Sharon.
June 2024.
Okay, so it hasn't...
Not quite 2 years,
2 years,
but
that's
we're
been
close.
a long time. Okay.
Well, the criminal complaint filed in the case, the Davenport police responded to the 800 block of West 3rd Street on June 7th of 2024, about 2 in the afternoon, for a report of shots fired with a victim. When police arrived, they found the victim who'd sustained a gunshot to the back of his right leg.
Okay.
Officers found a scene in the 800 block of West 2nd Street with 3 different spent 9mm casings.
Okay.
They were looking for casings.
Looking for casings.
Now, the defendant, who has been identified as Leonard Boyd IV, age 33 of Davenport, allegedly left the bar and entered his vehicle. As the vehicle was leaving the area, he fired a 9mm caliber firearm at a group of 4 people with the intent to injure or provoke fear. The victim was shot in the back of his right thigh, and a nearby occupied building was also struck.
Ooh.
Yes. Now, a check of Mr. Boyd's criminal history showed that he is a convicted felon and prohibited from possessing firearms. He was convicted of a felony falsified records charge, falsifying records to acquire a firearm, and was sentenced to federal prison in November of 2016.
Okay, so that's been a while.
A little bit, but once you got that on your record.
They don't take it off, and they take it very seriously
This
when
is no
you have access and take advantage of that, of guns.
Right. Well, a warrant for Mr. Boyd's arrest was issued on November 20th, 2024, and he was taken into custody on March 17th of this year. He was charged with felony counts of willful injury, intimidation with a dangerous weapon, and felon in possession of a firearm. He was held in Scott County Jail on a $20,000 cash-only bond and has a preliminary hearing on March 27th.
And we will be following those documents.
Right, because that took a while, but by gum, they got him. Allegedly. They allegedly have their perp.
Well, and we don't know.
know.
We don't know. And it could turn out that the evidence, there's not enough evidence there, for him to be convicted. And
we don't know.
We never know.
That's why we follow.
Right. So we do a lot with documents. And one of the things Sharon does every day is she'll look back through the last few days of court records to see how these are progressing.
Right.
I try to do it. Sometimes I don't get a chance because I work nights, Sharon works days. But it's really interesting how detailed the information is that we can access in these cases.
Right.
So we try to keep up and stay up with what's going on. Once in a while we'll miss a hearing or something.
Right.
But we try to follow cases to the very end so that we can write about the sentencing.
Right. And some of the information received in the complaints, some of them are pretty skimpy on details. A perpetrator was arrested in the 300 block of Main Street on the 17th on a warrant.
Right. So
And
we
what
don't
this
really
tells-
know
But-
what happened.
Right, but then there are also cases of child sexual abuse that they give us so many details.
And we can't.
No.
And
Good
it's,
taste
it's
for
not
kids.
right. It's not our job
No.
to use those graphic
Yeah, no.
descriptions.
No,
Just
we
say
see bad
we-
stuff, trust us.
Right. We say, and we don't see the photos of it,
Oh, God.
obviously, but we do see descriptions. But we try to just list the charges and follow up.
Right. There is a scary new illegal drug hitting the streets. And it is,
In the Quad Cities,
well,
correct?
it has been found in New York, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Louisiana, Texas, Washington, Nevada, California, and Illinois. We don't have a report of it in the Quad City area, but sadly, if it's in Illinois, it's
here.
It's coming.
It's here. I
Yes.
mean, it's in the Davenport and Illinois Quad Cities.
Yeah.
I want to say one more thing about this. One in the last few years, one of the most terrifying bits of information I have gotten in recent years was fentanyl and how deadly it is. You and I have written about a toddler who was killed from ingesting fentanyl, and people die from this stuff sometimes from touching it.
Right.
It is so much more deadly than heroin, and it's being mixed with other drugs. But that's fentanyl.
That's fentanyl.
What
This-
Sharon has is the next generation.
This is called cyclorphine, Cychlorphine. It's part of a new class of synthetic opioids making their way into the U.S. illicit drug supply. This drug has never been approved for use in humans. Like fentanyl, cyclorphine is being mixed in with other street drugs, but it is not detectable by the fentanyl test strips, making it even more dangerous. The DEA said it was first reported in Florida in April 2024, and as of the end of February, it was found in 22 samples, and there have been 19 overdose deaths to date just in East Tennessee.
That we know of.
That we know of. Now, we got a quote here from Jim Joyner, president of the Ohio Association of Alcoholism and Drug Addiction Counselors, who told the Hill website, which is owned by the same company we're owned by, full disclosure. And a quote from Mr. Joyner, fentanyl is 50 to 100 times more potent than heroin, okay? And then the cyclorphine is 10 times more powerful than the fentanyl. So you're talking about very minute amounts of the drug that could potentially be lethal. They're not sure where the cyclorphine is coming from, but they said it's not hard for labs to make.
Oh, dear.
Timothy Wygant, president-elect of the American Society of Addiction Medicine, says most of these are coming from either South Asia, China, places where they have a lot of chemical supply companies. And this is a quote, it isn't coming like from somebody in their bathroom making it like methamphetamine from a couple of products, or in the US, it's coming from international, multi-level drug distribution networks, some of the cartels, and other isolated networks. Narcan is still believed to be effective at treating an overdose caused by cyclorphine.
Okay. Oh, dear.
This is scary. I remember when cocaine used to be the bad one.
Well, I do too. And I remember as a reporter thinking, well, it's never going to get any worse than this meth. You know, meth makes your skin terrible, and
your teeth, yeah.
and your brain just goes haywire.
Right.
And I thought it can't get any worse than this.
Yeah.
And then fentanyl came along.
And then now there's cyclorphine.
So,
and who knows what's next?
well, here's the scary part. For people whose loved ones may experiment, they may not know they're getting it.
yeah,
That's the scary stuff.
It could be.
In,
It could be plain. They think it's plain old fentanyl, and it's
right. Or
fentanyl helper.
I presume, but I don't know, that this could be mixed with something with THC, right?
Yeah, it said it could be. It's like fentanyl. It's being mixed with other drugs.
So if you're a parent, now might be the time to have that talk, because
and keep having the talk. Because you may have had the talk with the meth, and the fentanyl came in. Now the cyclorphine.
Right.
So, and who knows what's next?
Oh, it's terrifying out there. So I imagine as the years go by, the next year or two, you'll hear from us more about this drug.
Okay, we have some more news in a lawsuit involving the city of Davenport.
Okay, and this is brand new as
This is brand spanking new.
today,
as of,
March 25th, right?
I'd say about 9:30, quarter to 10 this morning. That's how fresh it is.
Okay.
And we're taping this in the afternoon. The Iowa's auditor, Rob Sand, is in a lawsuit with the city of Davenport. The city of Davenport is suing Sand because he wants access to what the city is considering a closed session in a city council meeting. This all dates back to some payoffs to 3 former city employees, and there have been questions raised as to
The legality
of it, who knew what and when.
Right.
So this started in the lower court, it has moved to the district court, and now it is in the hands of the Iowa Supreme Court, where they argued this morning extensively about the definitions of attorney-client privilege.
Oh, that'll be interesting. Okay.
Yeah, it was, at one point, apparently the city of Davenport believes that if an attorney is present during the meeting or a hearing, that falls under attorney-client privilege. Sand's office is arguing against that because you could have an attorney there for any number of reasons. The city could be trying to buy or sell property.
Right.
And you need an attorney to give you, guidance. Or, for somebody getting hired, maybe they have to be in there. So an attorney there doesn't mean necessarily that things that need to be kept quiet are happening.
Right.
So the Iowa Supreme Court heard the arguments this morning from both sides. The justices asked questions of both, and they have now taken it under consideration.
Okay, so we don't know.
We don't know
when there will be a decision.
Yes, a
right?
decision. This is not a verdict. This is a decision.
Right. And when you say payouts, this is like a severance. This is severance payment, right?
Right.
To people who
left.
no longer work for the
Right.
city but did at one time.
Right. And this is something we've been following for a few years now.
A few years.
So it has made it to the Iowa Supreme Court. There is always the option for both sides for the Supreme Court, and we will keep following this.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of fun to look at Supreme Court cases. Supreme Court cases.
It is.
Yeah.
For us.
Well,
anyway.
for us, but we're crime nerds.
So meanwhile, you and I will continue to lock our doors.
Yes.
And keep our cars locked, even in the driveway when we run in to grab something we forget, because actually I haven't heard of a lot lately about car thefts.
Well, the weather's getting better, so.
Right, but the weather's getting better and people are going to be out roaming around, so we want to keep you safe and remind you.